Hey guys. So again, starting with the 15 minute to do a top-down analysis, we are looking at MNQ, or actually, I'm sorry, NQ. So we're looking, there was a pretty obvious support channel that was established pre-market. That's denoted by this orange box here, and I'm noting that because that comes relevant in the New York session. So in the pre-market, there was actually a fairly strong 15-minute signal candle, which if you were trading the pre-market session around 8 a.m. Eastern, you could have captured. So that one is the first one that is marked here. But we're going to move into the New York session because today was a little bit of a trickier day. So the first hour and a half, first couple of hours really were just really range inside bar after inside bar after inside bar. We did make a move down to this support channel again, which we quickly was bought back up. So this in my mind was very indicative of bullish behavior. We bought all of this back up and we reclaimed the entire previous 15-minute candle and a little bit of all the three before it. So this could have been a little bit of a riskier candle here, or riskier entry, I'm sorry here, but it is one that you could have ultimately taken. The next trade that's marked is right after this double top at the New York opening print. You could take the entry of the 15-minute candle after that. And then later on, there is a failure to go higher, confirmation candle, and another entry. Moving into this evening, there is also another entry, the exact same thing, right? So a big clean engulfing bullish candle followed by the entry candle. So we're looking at this on the 15-minute. This is kind of the top-down view. This is the highest view that I typically look at on my day-to-day. So moving to the 5-minute, you can have a little bit of an idea of how these play out on the indicator. So here's that support channel that was mentioned. The first pre-market entry is over here. You can see that it's basically right after this bounce. Pretty clean. You could have taken it here. You could have waited for this bounce here, whatever you'd be more comfortable with. The second entry being here after this massive dip down again into that support channel, which we quickly bought back up. You could take a long here, which would have been good anywhere from, I think, about 50 points, maybe 60 to 70 points, depending how long you held it, up to the New York opening print. And then we quickly rejected, right? We had a very nice double top of the New York opening print, which resulted in an entry that you could have taken short. After that, there was the failure to go higher that was mentioned previously, and then yet another entry right at the trigger line, which was the biggest move of the day, which was, I think, 180-ish points if you held it towards the end of the day. So that's the 5-minute view. I'm not going to go into the one that's after market now. But looking again down on the little, drilled down even more onto the smaller time frame to the 2-minute, you can see basically the confluence again, right? So this is where essentially you started to look for this. The circle is basically, these are where the 15-minute closed and where the 5-minute closed. So you'd be looking for your long anywhere in this general area. Same thing here. If you were looking for the long after these huge candles, you could take it at the trigger line. You could take it right after the trigger line. Again, whatever you're more comfortable with. After the double top, you take the short. You could take that right at the trigger line down to the 200 EMA, which we had a very clear reaction and rejection to. And then finally, the failure to go higher entry. This one's pretty clean, right off of the trigger line. You could take it here off the trigger line, or if you really wanted the confirmation, you could wait until you were down below this range here for the continuation down. So hope that's helpful. I'll do another one of these for you guys as the time continues on. Have a good night, guys.